I am about 110 miles from the house. I'm not even really sure what county I'm in up here in North Mississippi right now, but I picked this job up, a little old clearing job. It's 100 foot long by 60 foot deep. You can see the orange paint on the trees right there. So it looked like that down through there. So everything that's been done, I've done with the grapple and the grapple. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut these off up kind of high and let them fall over that way. And I'm gonna get, let's see, all these right here, cut them, several of these right here. Then I'll put my bucket on, start digging around the stumps. This is some really red clay, and it's some good dirt right here where it's at. But I've got a little bit of work to do on the other side of the road over through that gate. Just some stuff over there kind of tidying up. But yep, that's what we're doing. I'm gonna crawl up in here and give her a heck, man. Get it tilted and let it go and let it come on down. So I'll get in there in a minute and I'll get on off that hill and I'll take and throw them on down. I'm gonna go ahead and cut these other ones first though. I like to bump the saw through it, like cut it a little bit. I like the tree to get to moving before I cut it all the way off. because I want it to go in that hole right there. Roll, man. There we go. She gone. Well, I did, like I said, I got those things down where there was just candlesticks sticking up, and I took the grapple off, put the bucket on, and that bucket I've got is sitting over there on that trailer. It's got those big side cutters on it, and man, it only take just a scoop or so, and then you could take the bucket and catch it up there at the top of that candlestick sticking up and just shove it right over out of the ground. With this, that's the first really like heavy duty clearing I've done with this thing, and with the short stick on it and that bucket, I was very impressed with what it'll do and how quick it'll do with the 85 size machine. But I'd never even cranked a saw on that entire job. Did the whole thing on the other side of the road, did it all with the grapple saw, and got it all done. Now on, let's see, I think it was I didn't get up there like 11 o'clock on the first day that I was there, and I ran to about 5, I guess, and then I went back. Rook lives about 40 miles from there, so I cut back. I went back, stayed with him at his place that night, and then came back up there the next day. I mean, I got to been running about, I don't know, hour, maybe an hour and a half. And I ended up popping that track off over there on that side. And of course, these tracks on this machine, they are big and they're extremely heavy too. So what I did was to get it back on. Of course, I was by myself. I did take and got me a stick and put me a stick between the blade here and the front idler, back the grease fitting off, and then used the blade and angled the blade back to push the idler all the way in until I bottomed it all the way out. Then I jacked the machine up and I turned it to where I could put I could catch a ratchet strap up on the top of that handle. I had the machine turned over this way where I had it picked up off the ground. So I put the ratchet strap right here where I could pick up right here. And then I had another ratchet strap that went from here over to this this side cover right here, and so I could pick up and pull at the same time with the ratchet straps. And took the pry bar, popped it right back on, man. It's as pretty as can be, and got it on there. It's amazing what you can do by yourself if you just think about things for a little bit. A lot of times you can conquer the world. It may take you a little bit longer, to do something by yourself sometimes. But the guy, it's one of those deals where the guy knew me or knows me and wanted me to come up there. I really didn't want to go all the way up there to do that, and he was like, just come do it, name your price, I don't care, whatever. And then he come up there that next day. I told him, because he asked me, he said, when do you think you'll be done? I said, I'll be done. I'll be wrapping up before lunch. I would have wrapped it up before lunch had I not popped that track off over there. And he showed up just before lunch, wrote me a check, liked it, and he was on his way. I done the last few things that I was going to do, and then I got out of there. But, the grapple saw isn't for everybody. I mean, it's a very expensive piece. I mean, you're looking at 40 grand for that right there, and you're going to spend, depending on who hooks it up for you. I mean, you can do it yourself. It's not that bad to do, but I've seen some of these dealers that have asked up to $15,000 to install those things, and which that's going to be a little bit much. I mean, 5,000 to 7,000 install is more than fair to get an install, but to be able to do what I can do without having to get off the machine and do it. Now, you see, like when I'm cutting those things, especially those bigger trees, you got to keep in mind you don't really have any protection on you right here in case something comes back on you. And I bump that saw through there a lot of times because I want that tree to start moving. I want it to kind of keep a hinge on it, because once you cut all the way through that thing and you ain't got no hinge there, the tree can just do whatever it wants to. And those trees that size, you got to keep somewhat of control to them to get them to go. It's not, the grapple's not exactly set up, and Rotobec don't want you cutting down like that, like I do, like I show. However, it's doable. It's very doable. If you set the head up, you know, right and everything like that, you can get it done. So this machine here now it's got almost 900 hours on it, I think. So 887 on it. That's what it's got on it. I'm finna change oil in it again. Kevin and I just changed oil in this thing in May, and here it is, the 1st of August. And the last few weeks, I put a lot of hours on this thing. Been sitting in it quite a lot, running and doing a lot of work. The Kubota's sitting over there. It's got right at 2,400 on it now. And then the lift is fixing to hit 800. It was 2 years old last week, matter of fact, and it's been great. The lift is that's a money maker, but I enjoy all my stuff that I got, and you know, having everything, the stuff to work with, because that's what it's all about. You got the right stuff and the right knowledge, you can conquer a lot. You can generate a lot of income too. So anyhow, I hope y'all enjoyed that. I just showed that. We'll catch y'all later. Later, taters.